Okay, first, we want to explain that the corruption is not equal in both worlds. In our world, is less probability of corruption because the awareness of the people. Independently, if the party, a political party or leader is corrupt or not, in our world there's mechanisms to stop that or to inspect all the processes. First, when the corporate operation take place, publishing all the results of the investigation, they expose how much damage it caused to the society. The money laundering, all the money they are losing, how this money is not helping the people in their lifestyle. So the people that are getting hungry really know uh, what problem is first and why they are there. They really relationate corruption with the hungry or corruption with the violence, so they want to resolve that problem now. And Bolsonaro used that to maybe do a populist campaign, but that's actually good because it's now when people take conscience of the problem of corruption that ours Brazil. So in our world, the people prefer a politician that doesn't have corruption background, that wants to reduce the corruption and fix the problem caused by the corruption. And we see that in Bolsonaro that's trying to do that. Independent if he is a good or a bad politician caused by increasing the lifestyle of people or reducing the violence, we think it's okay just because it's justified just because he's conscientizing people. He's getting aware people. And now, when the prop says that uh, enterprise lose nationalization, it causes like all of these damages just because the people don't have incentives to benefit Brazilian people. Well, we respond to that if a national company has corrupt ends, the probability that they resolve the needs of the people is is so little. And if the problem, for example, in Petrobras, is that even if they get privatized, corruption in the case have a lot of bad consequences. Like for example, uh, expand the social gap. For example, if we just get the money and and don't use it to resolve the first a needings of the people, the health, the education, the people won't get the solution, and the rich people would get more rich. So we expand the social gap. So we get a, a worst world, a worst consequences just because of corruption. Okay, why this happened and and that happens in our world? Because in our world, like I explained, the people will get conscious that they're corrupting, and obviously we can accept that intrinsically the national enterprises get some benefits, but we don't see that important if we are giving mechanisms to eradicate the corruption. Now, uh, in our arguments, that what we don't regret about the car wash operation. First, because we give a model to other countries to implement investigation plans. Okay, by looking for snitches. How it passes? Okay, when the car wash operation take place, they talk to a member of other branch, I think, or talk to some people that were part of the corruption network to tell them what are the other people that are in, so they can catch them and give and take us to jail. What happens is that if Odebrecht were in so many Latin American countries, they can use this equal system in other parts, like for example in Panama, we adopt it and we use it to uh, yeah, catch people that were in corruption, and this was effective because people were disposed to, uh, tell information about his friends, but he's not going to jail that long, or is not going to jail. And this is good because we reduce the people that have the mechanism established to be corrupt, to do money laundering, to uh, yeah to stay in the social level and steal the money. And in their world, they just keep that and just keep all of those mechanics the people have to be corrupt. And then, in our worst of the cases, the corruption is supposed to be equal. But it's less probable the corruption acts happen in a future generation that have been there to steal before. I mean, if the Workers' Party will win again, they have still the corruption network they had before, so they can do a worse damage because they don't have incentives to uh, to make the country better. Because if they make a lot of damage before and they still get elected, they don't get any incentives. So the all of the things they think before to help the Brazilian people, they lose completely. But in our world that Bolsonaro wins, if Bolsonaro wants to uh, be corrupt, if Bolsonaro wants to steal the money of the community, the people, and that is worse and it's difficult for him because he doesn't have that contacts, he doesn't have that uh, mechanisms, he doesn't have that connections with the corruption network the Workers' Party create, because he's not part of the Workers' Party. The Workers' Party have been is now weak because the car wash operation, and uh, is it's more easy to the people to um, to inspect all the processes because they know now, and there are so much people to just say like, hey, that's not important, like they do before. Like, okay, the thing is that our world is better because first, Bolsonaro wants to reduce the violence index, and he's maybe reducing it. Not is the best. It's not the best president, but he's actually better than the others that just corrupt, just steal the money, and justify that saying that they do good things. Like for example, Lula Silva. Second, the people get aware, and just because that is enough, because if the people know how much damage the corruption is getting to the society, now they know how much they need to care. So it's more probably they take action into that and start moving, like for example, uh, lava lava toga. And now the corruption is not incentivized in our world, so we think our world is better in all contexts because it's a future change possible.